Hey everybody, I'm Renee, a designer here at The Quilted Cow. Today we're going to be making dinner time. It's for your little casserole, the rectangular casserole dishes. It's one of our Help for series. Before we get started, I would like to thank our sponsors. I got Husqvarna Viking, Wilmington Prints, and Creative Grids. Let's get started. So with a dinner time, it's a casserole carrier. This one's designed for your rectangle shaped ones, the longer ones. It can be glass or it can be metal, and it takes shape once you put it in. Helpful series. You can find all of them on the website at thequiltedcow.com. So for the first step that you want to do is cut out your lining and your exterior pieces. And actually with this one, it's reversible. You can always turn it. So if you have one that's a favorite that you're going to use more than the other, feel free to put it however you wish, because it will go back and forth. For this one, I'm using the dark blue as my main, and I have my insulating batting on it. The manufacturer says it doesn't matter which side the shiny side goes on, but I typically put it closest to the fabric. And then on your other fabric or your lining fabric, you want to do the batting. So your first step is fuse. You can either use your Quilter Select Free Fuse, or as you can see on this sample, I did some little not cross hatch, but some side quilting, and you could get very decorative with this. I did it with both my pieces to hold it on. Now on these, I just used the Free Fuse, and it stays on. It does not fall off, and once you get it into the bag, you're fine. So let's stack our pieces. It doesn't matter which way you stack them. It can be right sides together, wrong sides together. And the reason we are stacking them, make sure you line up all your edges, is I have went ahead. The dimensions are in your Helpful Helper pattern of what you need to do. But I'm going to show you on this corner. When you cut these out to make the darts, you want them all to be identical. Very important, because you want them to line up perfectly, and this is the best way to make sure that they're going to line up. So once you get all four of those cut, you can separate the two and do one at a time, but we're going to sew these darts together. And the way that you do that is you fold them. I'm going to go to this corner right here. Right side together. And you want to make sure your points are lined up at the bottom where you cut it. Just like that. I'm going to put just one little pin in here to hold it for me and go to the sewing machine. And when you sew, you're just going to sew up to here and make sure you back stitch. You can back stitch at the bottom too, but most important, do it up here. All right, let me show you how that corner is going to look so you know that you have the dart correct. When you turn it, see how it's making that little point and you still have your lip up top. So on every one of them, I'm going to show you one more corner, just how to fold them to get it together. Always take the bigger piece and pull it over, right side together, and then I'm going to stitch. But you do that on all four corners for your main and all four corners on your lining. You want to make sure you sew all of those. And when you do, this is what you end up with. This is the one that I quilted. It turned out really pretty. So now I'm going to have one of them right side out and one of them wrong side out, so that when I place them inside of one another, They are right side together. You want to line up these darts in the corner, and they should be the same size because we cut them while they were stacked. And once you've got them all lined up, make sure you get these sides lined up. We're going to sew all around, but leave an opening on one of these long edges. It doesn't matter which one, but leave an opening long enough to where you can turn it. I wanted to get a close-up to show you how to get these darts sewn correctly. And what I do is I lift up my carrier as high as I can get that flat, and then I'm going to sew to the other side. I'm going to lay that seam down, and I'm going to sew and stop right there on that dart seam. So now I'm at that dart seam. I've lifted up the presser foot. My needle is still down. And now I'm going to turn it, drop it, my foot back down, and then go straight up. And that's how you can get that dart very nicely in there. So I'll show you one more time. Let me get across this top here. Make sure I'm even. All right, so now I'm here at the edge, and I'm going to just eyeball, stop about a 1/4 inch from the end, pivot it. I need to come one more stitch. There we go. Now pivot it. And when I'm coming in this direction, I'm going to come down and stop on that dart. And then turn it, and then go into it. And that way, and right here I'm on the end to where I was going to stop, so I'm on back stitch. And all right, so now that we have those sewn down, we can turn it. So through your opening, you just want to turn this whole thing. Make sure you're poking out your corners as you go. And then you want to kind of, once you get everything turned and all your corners poked out, you want to press those seams real good. And remember when I said right there in the corners, you're going to have a lot of bulk. You could, if you want, here I'll show you how to do one. I'm going to pull out one side. You have to be very careful though. Without clipping your seam, you can kind of just trim that up. And then right here in the dart, you just want to kind of fan it out. Just kind of cut it to where it gets some of that bulk out of there. There, see how much better that went once I turned it compared to that one? Or clipped it. So once you get everything turned and all your corners are poked out, I'm going to show you how to get these to lay flat for you. I always, because it's very, very bulky for your protection, if it gets to where your machine cannot handle it and you're not going to carry it in your lap, you could always do without the other batting and just use your Insul-Bright or your insulated batting. This is the hardest part of this whole helpful heifer, which is not really that hard at all. It's just time consuming. This is a very easy pattern. Okay, so see how I got this corner to lay flat. That's what you want to do all the way around. This is how you want it to look. And then what you're going to do at that point, you're going to top stitch all the way around. Make sure when you get to your opening part, you fold these in just like that. And when you top stitch it, you won't even be able to tell, can't even tell where they turned it. And that's your dinner time. I wish I had a casserole dish to put in here and show you because it's gorgeous, reversible. Imagine using holiday fabric and putting it on your Thanksgiving table or your Christmas table. It's wonderful any time of the year. You can find it at thequiltedcow.com. I hope you like our page, like this channel, subscribe to this channel so you can see all of our tutorials, and thanks for watching.
Okay, you wicked cool quilters, good job. You made it to the end. We would like to thank our sponsors, Husqvarna Viking Sewing Machines, Creative Grids, rulers, rotary cutters, and mats, and Wilmington Prints for the beautiful fabrics. Thanks for watching.